I am Job, and this is my story. Today you will be restored like Job. Come and learn to be transformed. God will pour rain of mercy on you. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a video. Have you ever wondered why bad things happen to good people? Today, let's delve into one of the most intriguing and profound stories of humanity, the saga of Job. Imagine losing everything you love and still holding on to faith. This is not just an ancient tale. It's a gripping journey that challenges our deepest beliefs. Discover the mysteries of Job, a man who faced the unimaginable and yet stood strong. Stay with us and see how this age-old story still resonates powerfully in our lives today. In this biblical story from the book of Job, we find a wealthy man named Job living in a region known as Uz. He had a large family and possessed vast flocks. Job was a righteous and just person, always committed to living a moral life, and had a disciplined relationship with God. In the land of Uz, there lived a man named Job. This man was blameless and upright. He feared God and shunned evil. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters, owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, 500 donkeys, and a large number of servants. He was considered the greatest man among all the people of the East. Job's sons used to hold feasts in their homes on their birthdays, and they would invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. After a period of celebrations, Job would conduct a purification ritual for them. Early in the morning, he would offer a burnt sacrifice for each of them, thinking, "Oh, perhaps my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts." This was Job's regular practice, as described in chapter 1, verses 1 to 5. God highlighted Job's virtues to Satan. However, Satan argued that Job was righteous only because God abundantly favored him. One day, the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan was among them. The Lord asked Satan, "Oh, where have you come from?" Satan answered the Lord, "Oh, from roaming throughout the earth, going back and forth on it." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil. Does Job fear God for nothing?" Satan replied, "Have you not put a hedge around him and his household and everything he has? You have blessed the work of his hands, so that his flocks and herds are spread throughout the land." These dialogues between God and Satan are narrated in the book of Job, chapter 1, verses 6 to 10. Satan challenged God, stating that if he were allowed to inflict suffering on Job, he would change and curse God. God allowed Satan to torment Job to test this bold claim, but prohibited taking Job's life. "But now stretch out your hand and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face," the Lord said to Satan. "Very well, then, everything he has is in your power, but on the man himself do not lay a finger." Then Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. These events are described in the book of Job, chapter 1, verses 11 to 12. Job received 4 pieces of news in a single day, informing him that his sheep, servants, and 10 children had died, victims of thieves or natural disasters. On a day when Job's sons and daughters were feasting and drinking wine in the eldest brother's house, a messenger came to Job and said, "The oxen were plowing and the donkeys were grazing nearby, and the Sabaeans attacked and made off with them. They put the servants to the sword, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, another messenger came and said, "The fire of God fell from the heavens and burned up the sheep and the servants, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, another messenger came and said, "The Chaldeans formed 3 raiding parties and swept down on your camels and made off with them. They put the servants to the sword, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." Still speaking, another messenger came and said, "Well, your sons and daughters were feasting and drinking wine at the eldest brother's house, when suddenly a mighty wind swept in from the desert and struck the four corners of the house. It collapsed on them and they are dead, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." These tragic events are described in the book of Job, chapter 1, verses 13 to 19. In his mourning, Job tore his clothes and shaved his head, yet he still praised God in his prayers. At this, Job got up and tore his robe and shaved his head. Then he fell to the ground in worship and said, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised." In all this, Job did not sin by charging God with wrongdoing. This response from Job is found in the book of Job, chapter 1, verses 20 to 22. Satan appears in heaven again, and God gives him another opportunity to test Job. This time, Job suffers from severe skin sores. Job's wife advises him to curse God and die, but Job remains faithful. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and afflicted Job with painful sores from the soles of his feet to the crown of his head. Then Job took a piece of broken pottery and scraped himself with it as he sat among the ashes. His wife said to him, "Are you still maintaining your integrity? Curse God and die." These events are narrated in the book of Job, chapter 2, verses 7 to 9. Job is visited by three friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, who came to comfort him and offer words of wisdom. However, as the story unfolds, his friends begin to accuse Job of secret sins, suggesting that his sufferings are a divine punishment. Job defends his righteousness and expresses his distress and perplexity before God. Most of the book is dedicated to these dialogues between Job and his friends. However, in the end, God intervenes and rebukes Job's friends, restoring Job's fortunes. After Job had prayed for his friends, the Lord restored his fortunes and gave him twice as much as he had before. This turnaround is described in the book of Job, chapter 42, verse 10. The story of Job is a powerful narrative of suffering, faith, and restoration. It challenges traditional notions of reward and punishment, exploring the complexities of the human relationship with God. The book of Job prompts us to reflect on the nature of suffering and the importance of faith, even in the darkest moments. As we face our own challenges, the story of Job continues to resonate, offering valuable perspectives on life, faith, and the pursuit of divine understanding. God restored Job's family, made him much richer, with a prosperous and blessed family. The Lord with his mercy made him much more prosperous. Today I prophesy the reign of God over your life, a reign of blessings, grace, and love. Be blessed, feel that the peace and mercy of the Lord invade your heart. Be free from complaints and believe that the Lord has the best for you. Amen.